Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on Roadhead, a indie horror movie that's very weird from Terror Films. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books, links in the description. Also, check out our other videos on our BitChute and Rumble channels. We're almost at 300 subscribers over at BitChute, and we just hit 100. We hit 100, Joan, over at Rumble. So very exciting. Thank you all for subscribing. And the other videos, they're more political, newsy, and they've got other crazy takes on other stuff. Stuff I can't talk about on YouTube, but this I can talk about. This is called Roadhead, and it starts with a group of three friends who are going out. Now, these two guys are a couple, and then she is, I don't know, just their friend who smokes a lot of weed, and then for some reason she is smoking in the back seat, and the gay guy is giving his boyfriend Roadhead, which is the name of the movie, but that's not what the movie's about. They're driving along and they see in the desert severed heads. So you can see the severed head sitting on the ground on the right there. And then suddenly the executioner just shows up out of nowhere, and they freak out. He comes after them, and then it gets a hold of this guy. And judging from the next scene in the trailer, I think he cuts his head off, which is a bit of a giveaway. Guys, but okay. And then these two are eventually captured and brought to a bizarre kind of trailer park in the desert, I guess, or a junk place where a bunch of crazy guys live, and I guess they kidnap people and force them to have sex with them. So they're basically gonna force her to have sex with everybody, and this is a trans woman, so they're looking to have babies, and then they kill her phone, and then they're trapped. And so the guy who's really flaming, who survives, apparently has to woman up, as they say in the film, and fight these guys. This one is hard. Haha, get it? Because it's called Roadhead, and there's various scenes of people giving head because haha, I guess. So I don't know. I think they came up with this title. This one is hard to swallow. That's the tagline. And so it's Roadhead, and then I won't show you the scene, but she, of course, bites it off in a scene when she's forced to give head to a guy she doesn't like, and So, okay, I guess. I don't find the movie all that funny or all that horrible. It's just weird. So, screenplay by Chloe Sky and directed by David Del Rio. So, I guess this is a horror movie. I guess. I mean, it seems a very, very diverse horror movie. If you want that, I guess. I don't find it particularly scary. I don't find it even all that gross. It's just it seems too light. Too light. The threat doesn't seem real, and it's not funny enough that I'm going ha 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 Roadhead. I mean, how many times are you gonna make that joke? So the guy gets Roadhead in the beginning. There are severed heads on the road. And then later, she has to blow a guy and then bites it off. Okay. Haha. I guess. I'm not sure what this does for us. You know what I mean? Like, essentially, this is The Hills Have Eyes, or one of those movies where a bunch of crazy people in some remote place kidnap people and do horrible things to them. I've never found those movies particularly good, with the possible exception of Deliverance, which is really kind of the first one, and pretty epic for other reasons. But this doesn't look that serious. It looks, it looks too light for the subject matter. You kind of got to go one way or the other. Okay, if you want to do dark comedy, okay, but make me laugh. Make me laugh. I don't find it hilarious that this woman's being forced to do sexual things to people and then has to do that. I mean, it's dark. I guess you could call it funny, but I wouldn't find it funny. It sounds awful. First act is going to be them traveling in the desert and boom, getting caught by these maniacs. The second act is going to be them living with the maniacs and them doing horrible things. And then finally in the third act, all hell breaks loose and they kill them all and escape. Maybe. It's a horror movie. They could all die at the end, but I kind of doubt it the way it's going. So, I mean, just seems like a regular horror movie, except you've just swapped out the heroes with a more diverse cast, which could work. But you haven't learned from the previous movies, right? It's got to be a lot darker. I mean, you got to go full bore horror, or you got to really make this funny. And, you know, there's not a lot of movies where the diverse are the heroes, and that's probably the whole point of making this, right? So you want to go totally serious on the early ones. Because when you're doing funny because there are tropes, right? There are tropes, and you exploit that for comedic effect. You don't have those tropes here. You know, unless you're going to fall back on gay tropes and tropes about women and getting head, I guess. And I get it, the title. That's kind of funny, but it's not enough. I mean, Roadhead, okay. And then Heads on the Road, okay. That's kind of it. So, you know, I mean, and there seems to be a lot of costuming for these crazy people. You know, when they did something like The Hills Have Eyes or The People Under the Stairs, they look like they've been living under the stairs or in the desert for a long time. Those guys looked like it caught them at a Renaissance festival and said, hey, you want to be in a movie? So, I mean, at least that would have helped the comedy if these guys looked crazy. And walking around in the desert in metal armor, not exactly a smart thing to do. I would imagine the armor would heat up pretty good and burn the person wearing it. So, you know, I'm not... And they put these heads in the middle of literally nowhere, and they stumble upon it. So there's a lot of problems with this that I see. And it's not drawing me in for the comedy. It's not drawing me in for the scares. So I'm out. Anyhow, Roadhead, check it out. That's it for me and Joan. We'll see you tomorrow.